This has been some day. I'm happy, but I'm puzzled, confused a little. But after all has been said and done, could have been a lot worse. I was supposed to take my wife to get her cataract surgery today. I tried to make sure everything was done from the night before. Didn't give her any medicines today because they didn't want her to take any medicines. I didn't give her anything to eat or drink after 9 last night, as you do with most surgeries. But then I got up this morning and getting her ready to go because her surgery time was 8 a.m. And I took her blood sugar. I just did it just out of doing it. And the count was 596. Now, normal is 100. 596 is very high. In fact, if it was 4 more points up, the meter wouldn't even read it. It would just say high. And then it could be anywhere from 600, 800, 1,000, and so on. Now, at times I've gotten kind of used to it, and sometimes it's actually not really I shouldn't feel I'm not saying I was smug about it, but it was mainly, I have to fix it, I just know what I had to do. So I gave her, I felt was the requisite amount of insulin. And then off we went to the place where she would have her cataract surgery. And they took her in. Then they took her blood sugar. It wasn't 596, that was very good. But it was 400 something. It was still not that good. And they refused to do her cataract surgery. I was disappointed because I know that knowing I could see her cataract, especially if they dilated, it's her eyes just completely gray. And so I know that she needed to be able to see and get that cataract out. So I was disappointed for her. But they said, well, good that you caught it here. It's probably an infection. I said, no, I don't want it to be an infection because that means that I didn't take care of her. And I didn't wash her correctly or whatever happened. And that's on me. She gets an infection, it's on me. Maybe it's not, but that's how I feel. Because I feel as though essentially I'm the one taking care of her. I should make sure that she's clean and free from infection. So as much as I can, I try to keep her clean. So then it just so happened that this is all done in South Orange County. So I went to a Kaiser that was in that particular area and went to the ER like I was admitted to do. So I took her there, and of course I know the procedure by this time. She's a hard stick, meaning that it's hard to get blood from her or to try to put an IV. It hurts her, plus her veins collapse quite a bit. And she has a lot of scar tissue from all the veins that's been poked into over the years. And so here comes another one. And I just, every time she whimpered and cried, I knew that it hurt her, and I felt so bad. But I knew we had to get done. And so all she would say is, okay, 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 okay. And know that she's letting you know that it hurts, but I'm going to try to stick through it. That didn't make me feel any better, to be honest. It really didn't. But I told family to pray. because I don't know what I was going to get. So about maybe an hour later, they came back with the blood readings. No infection, nothing. In fact, they had to give her a sandwich because her blood sugar had now started to trend much lower, and they didn't want it to go too low. So they gave her a sandwich to eat. And I said, wow, nothing. Now I'm still bothered just because no one's telling me how did her blood sugar spike so high. They said it was an infection, but it wasn't an infection. They thought it was pneumonia, but it was not pneumonia. In other words, no one really knew why it spiked. They just said, oh, well. It's possible that something may have happened then and God just healed it. Now that's definitely something that could have happened. I thank God for that. I just thank God that, for several things really, I thank God that now Sister Heyman, Sister Marcy, she's kind of gotten kind of used to it. And so she doesn't fight me if I say we have to go to this night, we have to go to that. And if we have to go to surgery, then okay, then I trust you. It's like, there's no fighting. In fact, even when I have caregivers here, and I usually have them now once a week, they'll come and I say, I'm telling you, this is how you take the medicine. She won't take the medicine from them. She'll only take it from me. Now, I'm not saying that's good because I need to do some things, but it just shows me how much she trusts me, that I'm not going to hurt her, that I'm not going to steer her wrong. I'm not a doctor, and that's been made very clear, but she trusts me. Even today, through all this, she trusts me. And I even joked about it on the way home, and she smiled. That is an amazing woman, that she's went through so much stuff and is still going through. I mean, picture it. You used to be counted on to do so many things, and your whole idea was, I gotta get all of it done. And for the most part, she did that. And she wanted to do it the right way and make sure it was done lawfully, legally. Making sure that you do things according to what God says. She's a stickler for that, just a stickler for it. Some people didn't like her because of it, but that was her, that she did things because she felt we should take pride in it. And the Lord would not expect anything less from us, for us to do our due diligence and to be able to do what needed to be done. And then all of a sudden, you can't do it yourself. You have to have somebody help you. It's a funny thing, just laughing at. I told my son this because I've never seen this before. Usually, when you want to pick something else up with a utensil, you use a fork. Put the fork in whatever you're going to get, pull it out, and you eat. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult, depending on if the food's slippery, or if it's hard, or if it's soft, whatever. Now, I give my wife a fork and a spoon, and I leave it to her to eat however she wants to. If she wants to use a spoon, use a spoon. If she wants to use a fork, she uses a fork. If she wants to use her hands, she can use her hands, as long as she gets the food into her mouth. That's all I care about. So, She had a spoon. What she did with the spoon was she kept trying to poke the meat with her spoon like she would do with a fork. I said, honey, you can't do that. You have to use a fork if you want to do it that way. And I left her. But I kind of watched her for a moment. Then I looked at the TV and I turned back. And she had the spoon jammed into a piece of meat. She put it up. I had never seen anything like it in my life. She used the spoon like she would use a fork. And it worked. I was shocked. I said, I'm telling her to use a fork, forget it. You use whatever you want. Those are the things that essentially, they keep me going. Yes, she's stubborn. And she's always been stubborn. That's the key. She's been stubborn. But to see her, even if it's the wrong utensil, but to keep going until it actually happens. And she ate all of her food last night, and that was good. I'm still a bit concerned regarding that spiking in her blood sugar. Because if I don't know how it happened, and then I don't know how to head it off, if it should happen in the future, I just don't know. And so that's why I'm making these calls, but God knows. He's the one that knows. He's the one that protected her. He's the one that showed me that she was at 596. It would have been, they would have had taken her straight to the hospital if I didn't give her the insulin that I did today. That she might have went into ketoacidosis. If you know about ketoacidosis, your blood, once your blood sugar reaches a certain level, it starts creating ketones and becomes acidic. And the blood ends up damaging your organs, and your organs begins to shut down. With her, she started violently throwing up, and there's nothing in her, so she just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And I've seen it happen before, and it's scary. But this time, the Lord put it into my mind to take that blood sugar count. And even though it must have spiked up high, maybe it was Satan that was trying to defeat, trying to destroy, and God heading them off at the pass. You got to think of all these things. I don't know why. There's a song that goes, I don't know why Jesus loved me. I don't know why he cared. I don't know why. Believe me, I can't sing, but you know what I'm getting at. He sacrificed his life. Oh, but I'm glad, so glad he did. Those words, I'm living all the time now. I sang them when I was little. I sang them when I was a young saint. I sang them when I was just got married. And it means even more to me right now than it did then. Because I don't know why Jesus loved me. There's nothing I could have done that he could have done these things for me. I don't know why he cared. How did he put into my mind to take the blood sugar count right then and there? Why did he have me take her to the hospital, the ER, instead of just taking her home and hoping something would happen? what is it about us that the Lord dotes on us so much? He doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to intercede in my life. He doesn't have to do any of those things. But I am so glad that he did. And this is one of those days which I thank God that he's there for me. If he wasn't there, maybe today I would be saying something entirely different. Maybe I would be pacing the floor in the hospital. Maybe she would have had something else that would have shut down of her organs. But she's here today. And for right now, I can't think about tomorrow, but for right now, I thank God for what he's doing today. Just thought I should share that with you. That God still works, even in all the trials that we go through. And I keep remembering, it's not that God keeps me from trials, but it's that God brings us through trials. That's how we get strong. And I always need more strength. And I thank God for always supplying that strength. God bless you, saints. I love you all. This is Elder Adrian Heyman signing off. In Jesus' name.